So we can move on to the wide receivers. Now, the wide receivers is a bit more intriguing. Wide receivers, tight end. Kyle Pitts is clearly tight end number one, unless something changes through a trade or God forbid, injury. But they are being extremely cautious with Kyle Pitts. That's the first thing I'll say about Kyle Pitts. They are being extremely cautious with everybody. They're cautious with everybody across the board, but they have put bubble wrap around Kyle Pitts. But he is clearly number one. He and Penix, again, the word is intentional. They are featuring him over the middle a lot. Again, Charlie Warner, when you are a backup, and you've already solidified yourself as the backup, the less they say about you, the better. Charlie Warner knows his role. Tight end number two, blocking tight end, and I can catch the ball and run when needed. But I know my role. Block for everybody else. So I think he's penciled in as number two. But number three, though, the number three tight end is up for grabs. We signed the Splashcast, shameless plug. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Splashcast, another Dive Team Media podcast that I co-host with Christopher Norwood. They signed former Florida Gators quarterback turned tight end Felipe Franks, the legend, best quarterback at Florida ever. That's a troll, by the way. And he's battling Tegan Quintoriano to be tight end number three. And apparently Tegan is winning. I'm going to call him TQ. That better? Tegan is winning over Felipe Franks. Very surprised. Another person that I'm surprised that I haven't heard from that I profiled in the undrafted free agents reel or portion of the miniseries is Joshua Simon from South Carolina. He is a more he reminds me of like Jonnu Smith, kind of. He's like a bigger, more physical Jonnu Smith. He's almost like if you combine Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts, right? He's bigger and physical than Jonnu Smith. He's bigger than Jonnu Smith, more physical than Kyle Pitts. Has just as much athleticism, but he is not as fast. But I expected him to at least make some noise in training camp. I haven't heard anything from him. I've been following training camp every day. I have not heard anything about Josh Simon, so I'm looking forward to him making some noise. But again, tight end, first two seem to be set. This Tegan or TQ versus Felipe Franks, y'all keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on it. Let's talk about these receivers, y'all. Deep receiver room. Deep receiver room. Number one, of course, is Drake London. He has described himself as he wants to be a killer. He is trying to beat the man into submission, the defensive player, the cornerback or safety or whoever you decide to put on him. They're moving him around. Zach Taylor has talked about embracing motion and having everybody move around more in the spread offense to see what the defense is running. He is talking about being an alpha out there, alpha male, running over DBs. He's not scared to block. I mean, they rather him block on the edge than Kyle Pitts. But he is also making a lot of contested catches. It's contract year for him too. I know it's not because they picked up the option, but still, you want to go ahead and extend Drake London before it gets to next year. You don't want a Micah Parsons type issue. And he's one of the guys at receiver with the way that this league has moved towards offense. He will be highly coveted. So you got to write a check for Drake London. You got to keep him because of his talent, his work ethic, and the fact that he's plugged in with Michael Penix. He's the number one receiver. You can't let your number one receiver go. He's having an impressive training camp. He did have one bad day, but apparently, I don't know if the drops was going through like a sickness, but everybody dropped the ball on day two or three of training camp. So Drake London does look great outside of that one day. Excited for it. Darnell Mooney, on the other hand, got injured on the first day of practice, y'all. The first day. Went up for a pass, came down, injured his shoulder. Really vague. The Falcons are being really vague when it comes to Darnell Mooney. He is going to be out for all of preseason, and they are not committed to him playing in week 1 against Tampa Bay. Crazy. He was the one that was most vocal about being excited to go to training camp with Michael Penix Jr. because he has to get used to Michael Penix Jr. throwing the football's rotation coming out of a left-handed quarterback versus a right-handed quarterback. So I was really hurt that he got hurt, or I was really upset that he got hurt. But hopefully the silver lining is that a lot of our other receivers, younger receivers, will get a chance to play. Again, this is a very deep receiver room. First, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McCloud has been making plays all through preseason. Got to hold on to the ball, though, Ray. I've read a couple times you fumbled. They've knocked the ball out. Can't have that happen. But he's made plays. Very shifty slot receiver, very difficult to guard. And then, of course, Khadarrelr Hodge, who is going nowhere. He is the 4th wide receiver. So now that you have the 4th wide receiver, the 4 wide receivers there, you really only have 2 spots. You're assuming that you're going to run 6, and a couple of them will play special teams, or maybe 7, and you slide one over as a returner. But we have more receivers than slots, and all of them are having a good camp. Nick Nash has been running with the second team for a lot. He and Kirk Cousins are developing a lot of rapport, but Kirk Cousins and David Sills have clicked. When you click with the backup, that gives you a leg up against everybody else. David Sills has been really impressive at camp. Chris Blair, a lot of names you guys might not keep up with, but take this video, take some of the data over from Falcons Formula, and go and see about Chris Blair. He's been impressive. Nick Nash, David Sills, Chris Blair are all fighting for the last spot because I said it was 2, but it's really 1 because we did sign DJ Chark, which was a confusing signing. But we signed DJ Chark. So we have DJ Chark, Nick Nash, David Sills, Chris Blair, and you still have Casey Washington that we drafted in the 5th round last year. That's 4 receivers for 2 spots. Somebody's not gonna make it. It's looking like practice squad for Nick Nash and Casey Washington, which is scary because if they go to practice squad, somebody's gonna sign them immediately. At least they'll sign Nick Nash. I know they will. But that's what happens when you have a deep receiver room. And at this point, we just want to put our best 11 on the field at all times. So it would suck for Nick Nash to go, but at the end of the day, that's the nature of the business, right? So our wide receivers look good. Our tight ends are settled. Our quarterbacks are settled. We don't really have any open-ended positions. We have our top 2 at every position, at every skill position settled. There is no controversy. So hopefully Darnell Mooney gets better. I'm excited for it. When he does get better, I think we could have a top 5 offense in the league. I said top 10 defense and a top 5 offense. That equals normally playoffs in division. But we'll see. We shall see.